Hello, I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my report on the triple conjunction between Uranus, the transiting North Node, and Mars, which actually also includes a triple opposition because the South Node is opposite all of these placements. We'll go deeper into what this means, but the most important thing to know right now is that this is occurring for the first time in around 2,300 years. So this is a very notable, life-changing type of connection where it really can create events that actually change history. And this has been shown over time when this has happened before. So let's talk about the time frame, drill down a little bit to understand this better. While the connection of the North Node and Uranus is officially happening on July 31st, then Mars gets added into the equation on August 1st. There's an orb of energy of these connections, especially this North Node and Uranus connection, that has been in effect really starting around June of 2022 and will go through January of 2023. Okay, so the North Node Uranus component is really in effect for a very long time, at least 6 months or so. And so the things that we're talking about here can be present over this time, but we've got an extra clash here with Mars adding to the story. So the North Node and Uranus have gotten together a handful of times per century. That's the rhythm that this occurs. But the combination of Mars connecting is the one that hasn't happened since 524 BC. So pretty crazy. Okay, so when I give this timeline, I'm using a 5-degree orb of connection here. So between June of 2022 and early January 2023, we will keep a 3 to 5 degree connection. Okay, so one other thing there. And although these dates here, July 31st and August 1st, are like the big boom, we do have a lot of strength in the time around July 22nd through August 15th. And then, of course, it echoes out before and after. So here's a visual. If you're listening through the podcast, anytime I refer to a visual, those are things you can see through the syndication through my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you just search for this title of the podcast on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to find the visual version. And I'm giving, as much information as I can so that you can hear it and understand everything. But if you want the added benefit of the visual, you can see YouTube. All right, so what we're looking at here is the planet Uranus here, the planet Mars here, the transiting North Node, and of course this is always the North Node opposes the South Node. We'll talk about what this means in a second. But the South Node is actually opposing all of these, and then we've got the triple conjunction here. Now, what is also very important to note is that we do have the combination of Saturn square Uranus in this profile. Saturn square Uranus occurred February 14th of 2021, June 14th of 2021, and again on December 24th of 2021, really covered that whole year. And we're going to have it happen again in October 2022, the final clash. You can look for my Saturn square Uranus video or podcast to understand more about that. But essentially, this is being brought into the equation because the 18 degrees, almost 19 degrees, where this conjunction is occurring, is within a 5-degree orb of one of the connections that the Saturn square Uranus made. So there's actually, an activation of this aspect is occurring from this series of aspects. And then, of course, we'll also have the Saturn square Uranus happen again. Saturn square Uranus is basically busting up the old and stodgy, bringing in the new and radical. It's a combination of, first of all, that breakup of the old systems, the addition of new life and revitalization. But it's also the proof checking that Saturn makes of all of these new ideas. So if something is so radical and erratic that it's not sustainable, Saturn's going to keep that in check. So it's basically this combination is the scrutiny of Saturn to the new ideas, just as much as it is Uranus breaking up the old ideas and systems. So Saturn is saying, is it sustainable? Can it last? What steps do we have to take to keep the structure of the old system that works while we add in the new? So that flavor is going to occur with everything that we've got going on. So now we're going to do a positive and negative list here. We're going to start with the ugly and then get to the awesome. We're going to do two comparisons. One, sort of the global energies that we've seen when these planets have come together before, and then the individual things that we can see. All right. So the planets at play here are Uranus, the shock bringer, Mars, the god of war, North Node, the highest expression in this lifetime, South Node, our karma and our gifts, Saturn, the taskmaster, the disciplinarian. So when you combine all of these energies, here are some of the ugly things that we could see coming from this influence: war, conflict, violence, aggression, division, shocks, disruptions, earth and weather events, volatility to financial markets and other markets, supply chain and other breakdowns, explosivity, collapse, karma, negative karma being acted out or experienced, really. But when we look at the positive end, and these are things we've seen in history, so these types of energies have repeated themselves over the times that these connections have been made. But we've also seen very positive things like geographical advancements, so like important pioneer settlements, industrial expansion and opening of new industrial ages. What would be considered modernism at each time that this has happened, something very new coming in, technological advancement, like a progressiveness, an openness, medical and health advancements, space exploration, general consciousness awakenings and awarenesses, some energy of breaking free and liberation and new trajectories, the clearing of karma, which meaning it's opening like a clean new slate, the opening up of new worlds, either through things like space exploration or understanding more about microbes or, any layers of opening up new worlds, and higher paths. The energy of the North Node really has to do with our highest expression in this lifetime and the things that open us up to our highest experiences. We're also looking at the type of energy that's really changing vocabulary. Our vocabulary sort of is very telling of the things that we believe, the belief systems and what has gone on or what is important at that time, our methods of communication. So our vocabulary is actually undergoing a radical change, and this energy might be part of this advancement. So just an example of the word history, it's his story. But we all know, of course, there were women there too, and they have stories to tell. So, this energy more of our story rather than history is just an example of the types of, radical perception changes and the understanding of general semantics. General semantics is the study of how we are neurologically affected by words. If you say harsh, that word feels harsh. If you say joy, it feels, light. There are certain words that we have from association, but then there's a certain context, like conflict. We say conflict and something happens to our nervous system. We might not even be experiencing a conflict, but our nervous system actually reacts to the words and the conditioning that we have around the words. So there is this opportunity for understanding how our words affect our nervous system and how our nervous system is directly related to our electrical system, and how our electrical system is related to creation, the creation of our experience, the creation of our story. So it's a very exciting time with lots of multifaceted opportunities for advancement and progress. Some negative feelings an individual, so those are kind of global things, but down to the individual, some things you might feel personally with this energy is restlessness, shocks, anxiety, insomnia, accidents, just sort of carelessness, fights, disruptions, unpleasant news and events, jostling info, surprise discoveries that could be unfavorable. But on the positive side, we've got profound personal awakenings. So you discover something within yourself or about someone else, or you figure something out about humanity or the way that the dots connect. And all of this can also result in sudden karma clearing. Like you've had a problem with someone or something your whole life, and all of a sudden it just disappears in an instant. And if you try to even put any energy going back to that old neural pathway, it almost closes up. You know, it's a lightning fast resolution type of energy where you're resolving age-old issues or patterns, a sudden healing on any level between people, within yourself, a sudden awareness of a gift or activation of, you know, a hidden gift or an awakening of hidden gifts, an awareness of our multidimensionality, a positive, decisive action that comes from the information or the awarenesses that are coming in, channeling where you start, you know, communicating or feeling like you're interacting with a higher being or energy or information, connecting to other worlds, personal liberation, exciting experiences, sudden clarity about your purpose and life path, what it is and what you're supposed to do, and also sudden clarity about what you're not supposed to do, which can lead to those big positive, decisive actions that we talked about here. Also, remembrance of important truths. So this can be something that you knew in this lifetime, but you forgot, something that you learned that you forgot, something that your ancestors knew, you know, something that humanity knew, spiritual truths, the remembrance of something very important that has meaning and can change things. So these changes in history or our story are, you know, very, very profound in their potentials. And although we've got this mega activation here at the end of July, beginning of August, there is that orb of energy that led up to it. So if you look back when you're listening to this, like look in June, look in July, just see there were probably, for many people, important events that were occurring. Now, all of this information is open and available for everybody. But if you have any placements that are close to 19 degrees, for better or worse, your activation or personal experience of these phenomena or these outcomes or these potentials might be more profound. So, you know, we can use a 5-degree orb and say 14 degrees through 24 degrees and the closer to 19 degrees. And this is really of any placement. You know, if you've got anything and any kind of mathematical relevance to this 14 to 24 degrees or 19 degrees especially, you know, it increases the odds that all of these potentials will activate into a personalized experience for you. And these potentials really, really linger. You know, like I mentioned before, the connection of Uranus and the nodes is actually going to be in effect with a 3 to 5 degree orb for another 6 months after this actual event. So it's, you know, through, I guess it's more like 5 months, you know, because it's, you know, through really the beginning of January. But still, this is available and there either for integration of things that occur in this time or for continued spontaneous healings or awarenesses. You know, if you're wanting to do something highly creative, if you have a good idea, if, you know, something occurs to you that you feel active, that you need to do something about, this could be an amazing time. And also keep in mind that we are still in this beautiful open period of the personal planetary retrogrades that started on June 19th and goes through August 21st. So if you do have to make some kind of big decision or put something, implement something, or take action on something, you've got a really great window to do it, to activate before we start to have the retrograde energies really start to take a hold. So it's just wonderful timing that, especially when this energy is strongest, that we can take some really sudden and possibly very long-term actions that could really change the course of things for ourselves and, as we see here, also our story. If you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn astrology from me, go to beastropro.com. This is where you'll see my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. If you think I'm comprehensive in these videos that I do for free, you should see what I offer for my paid services. It's very profound. And even if you don't want to do astrology professionally, but you want to just go deeper and have like the most amazing comprehensive approach to learn astrology and go deeper into yourself and help your family and friends, you will love this course. So you can go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com. Also, if you would like to sign up for my exclusive content, I give extra content, although I do lots and lots and lots for free, which you can see at AnnieHelpsYouTV.com. That's my YouTube channel. You can search for Annie Botticelli Astro Kisses. That's my syndicated podcast. You can go to AnnieHelpsYou.com to see the interface for all the free goodies I make for you, including tons of blogs monthly. CozyBySweetStarlight.com is another one of my very beautiful blog sites. Lume Life, Lume life.com is my school where I do actually have some free courses, including a basics astrology course called Astrology Basics and Beyond. And when you go to Annie B Astrology, Annie at a letter B astrology.com, you can find my exclusive content portal. So for a small subscription fee, you can get access to extra juicy content that I make just for the people in that group. If you're looking for natal chart readings that are super affordable, my husband does an amazing comprehensive audio reading for $33, and my apprentice does live readings. So you can see all of this. My apprentice, Marilee Burnett, does live readings, and you can see these at AnnieBClarity.com. I also have books, Planetology and Radical Prayer. You can look at these, find them with my name, Annie Botticelli, to further help you with anything you're working on. I hope that you have a wonderful opportunity, or more than one wonderful opportunity, come across where you empower yourself and revitalize your life. And definitely look to my YouTube channel to see more about what is going on in the stars that will affect you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.